Hey everyone, it's Elaine. In this video, I wanted to address some legal reasons why you shouldn't join the Iglesia Ni Cristo, especially if you are someone that is thinking about converting or joining. I think it's important to understand some of these legal reasons why, so you can make an informed decision about, your future and how, your life really. So one of the legal reasons why you shouldn't join the Iglesia Ni Cristo is because they don't permit divorce or annulments or legal separations. It's very, 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 I believe it's like case by case. So they do permit legal separation if you can provide evidence or proof, but like the majority rule is like usually, it's highly, highly forbidden to get divorced or have a legal separation. And if they do decide, if the church administration or the central office in the Philippines, looks over the case, sees the evidence, and they do decide, okay, a legal separation is warranted in this situation, you still cannot get remarried to someone else. So you're stuck in that situation, because you have to forfeit your membership in the church. And so in that situation, it infringes on your human rights to be happy again, to find a companion. And I think, if you really think about it, I think God or Jesus Christ would, be sympathetic or empathetic to your situation, especially if you were in a previously abusive relationship. So the only way you could get remarried again is if your spouse happens to die. So I think that's a little archaic. These rules need to be adjusted, but that's just my personal opinion. And, in situations where there's emotional abuse, if your husband is verbally abusive to you and, you want to get divorced, you can make your case to the church administration, but the likelihood of them, approving the annulment or separation, you would need to provide evidence. So it's almost like, it's like a form of government. In that situation, if they're gonna hold that much power, then they should instate counseling sessions for the couple or therapy for the couple, if divorce isn't permitted or annulment isn't permitted. So just keep that in mind. Like if you join and you happen to, 10 years, 15 years down the line, your husband is abusive or your wife is abusive, or you happen to be stuck in a marriage that was like a forced marriage, you can't remarry anybody unless you want to lose your membership. So that's something that, there's a lot of fundamentalist churches that, claim they are the one true church. So just do your research. If you're Christian and you want to find, a less extremist church, I would highly suggest doing your research, because the church administration holds so much power that they could possibly, hurt the family unit. And the way they can hurt the family unit is if they don't have, if they don't permit a divorce or a legal separation, and the children witness domestic violence in the home, they witness the fighting, they witness, abuse, that will really affect the children. And I think, the INC needs to take big measures into their hands and really consider the psychological damage and the impact that could have on the children and the way they relate to others in the future. So just please keep that in mind if you are thinking about joining. Another legal reason why you shouldn't join the Iglesia Ni Cristo is because you cannot sue any member of the church or brother or sister. And I know a lot of people are going to quote scripture in this case, but I'm just talking at it from a legal standpoint, practical reasons. These are practical reasons you should consider before joining. So say you get into a business venture with a member and something goes wrong, you can't sue them. If you go to say a member has a business and you get service from them, and something happens, like if they're a doctor or something, you can't sue them because they're an INC member, or you risk expulsion, or you know, any other, like, you'll get reprimanded basically. So I think it's really, really important to take these practical reasons into consideration before joining, especially, you know, the psychological damage it could have on a family unit, because they really are so adamant about not getting divorced. But I believe there's always situations where things should be considered, because those are your human rights at the end of the day, and you deserve happiness and you deserve to be healthy. So thank you guys so much for watching. If I missed anything, if I missed any important information, or if you know any other legal reasons why you shouldn't join the Iglesia Ni Cristo, please feel free to leave them in the comments below, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.